Planning to explore Switzerland? Fantastic choice. But first you have to watch this video. It will blow your mind. Seriously, we're talking about a place that's so much more than just cheese, chocolate, and those little knives with all the gadgets. It's like finding out your quiet accountant neighbor is secretly a ninja who yodels. You think you know Switzerland? Get ready, because what we're about to uncover is going to make you say, wait, what? Really? It's the kind of stuff they don't put in the travel brochures. The real behind-the-scenes scoop. Everybody knows that Switzerland, right? Everybody knows this, that the country has more high peaks than it has bad hair days, which is saying a lot for me. And everybody knows that their national animal is technically a cow that can yodel the national anthem in 4 different languages, right? And of course we all know that every Swiss citizen is issued a personal fondue pot at birth, which they are required to carry at all times for cheese-related emergencies. No? You did not know? Well, now you know. You're welcome. Alright, let's kick things off with our first fact, and it's a doozy. Get ready for this. You might want to sit down. Switzerland has 4 official languages. 4. German, French, Italian, and this other one called Romansh, which sounds like something you'd order at a fancy restaurant. Yes, I'll have the romansh with a side of fries, please. You walk into a coffee shop, and the barista is like, Guten Morgen, bonjour, buongiorno, how can I help you? You'd need a translator just to order a latte. It's like the whole country is a permanent episode of a sitcom where everyone is constantly misunderstanding each other, but somehow it all works out in the end with a big pot of fondue. Now let's talk about the real heroes of this linguistic labyrinth, the cows. You see a Swiss cow, you think, oh, cute, a cow. Wrong. That's not just a cow, that's a walking, mooing Rosetta Stone. I have a theory, and I'm sticking to it. The cows are fluent in all 4 languages. They have to be. How else do they understand the farmers from different regions? This explains so much about Swiss cheese. You ever wonder why it has holes? It's not air bubbles. It's where the cows have been debating philosophy so intensely that it literally creates pockets of existential hot air in the milk. Yes, here comes the moment when you should laugh out loud, folks. Okay, fact number 2. If you thought the language thing was intense, get ready for this. Swiss trains are never, ever late. I mean, if a Swiss train is scheduled to leave at 8:03 a.m., the doors close at 8:02 and 59 seconds. And that train is moving at 8:03 sharp, not 8:03 and 1 second. It's an obsession, a national pastime. I bet Swiss people don't go to sporting events. They just gather at the train station with stopwatches and cheer. Ooh, the 4:15 to Geneva is coming in hot. Look at that perfect stop, 10 out of 10. They probably have fantasy leagues for train conductors. Oh man, my conductor Hans got hit with a 3-second delay because of a rogue leaf on the track. My whole season is ruined. In Switzerland, if you're 10 seconds late for your train, you might as well just give up on your day. Your friends will shun you. Your family will disown you. You've brought shame upon your village. Imagine trying to have a dramatic movie moment on a Swiss train platform. You're running in slow motion to say goodbye to the love of your life, but nope, too late. The train left exactly on schedule. There are no romantic goodbyes in Switzerland, only efficient departures. Alright, so get this next secret. You think you know Switzerland, right? Mountains, cheese, watches. But what if I told you the whole country is basically a giant water park waiting to happen? I'm serious. There are more than 1,500 lakes in Switzerland. 1,500. That's not a typo, folks. That's more lakes than I have bad jokes, and that's saying something. I mean, you can't swing a Toblerone without hitting a picturesque body of water. It's like the country was designed by someone who just really, really hated being thirsty. I'm picturing the Swiss real estate market right now. Every listing is just lakeside property. It doesn't matter where the house is, it's technically lakeside. You're never more than like 10 miles from a lake at any given time. Kids in Switzerland probably learn to doggy paddle before they can even walk. Their first words aren't mama or dada, they're is this filtered? Think about the daily commute. You're not worried about traffic jams, you're worried about accidentally driving your car into a pristine, crystal clear alpine lake. Okay, moving on. We've talked about lakes, now let's talk about something even more important. Something that defines the Swiss spirit. I'm talking, of course, about chocolate. They eat more chocolate per capita than any other country on Earth. We're talking about an average of almost 20 pounds per person per year. That's not eating, that's a full-time job. I'm picturing little Swiss kids not going to soccer practice, but to chocolate training. Their coaches are these intense old chocolatiers named Hans yelling, "More cocoa, higher percentage, you call that a truffle? Drop and give me 20 pralines." You're at the starting line of the annual chocolate marathon. The starting pistol fires and it's just pure chaos. People are unwrapping bars at lightning speed, there are wrappers flying everywhere. So what does this level of chocolate consumption do to a country? I'll tell you what, it makes them incredibly happy. Road rage in Switzerland is probably just someone politely offering you a piece of their Lindt bar. Think about the economy. The entire Swiss economy is probably propped up by chocolate sales. Forget the banks, it's the chocolatiers who hold the real power. The Swiss franc isn't backed by gold, it's backed by a strategic reserve of chocolate truffles hidden deep in a mountain vault. Okay, so if you thought the chocolate marathon was intense, wait until you hear this. Switzerland is home to the world's longest staircase, the Eisenbahn staircase. It has, wait for it, 11,674 steps. 11,674. That's not a staircase, that's a vertical marathon. That's a stairway to a different dimension. Imagine deciding to take the stairs that day. Honey, I'm just going to pop up the Eisenbahn staircase. I'll be back next Tuesday. You'd have to pack a lunch, and a dinner, and probably a tent. This has to be some kind of secret Swiss fitness test for tourists. You arrive at the border, and they don't check your passport. They point to the staircase and say, "All right, see you at the top." If you make it, you're in. There's probably a whole culture built around this staircase. Legends are told of the first person to climb it. His name was probably something epic, like Ulrich the Unstoppable. They say he did it in a single day, fueled only by cheese and sheer willpower. And the annual race they have on it, the Niesenlauf, that's not a race, that's a form of beautiful, organized madness. People are actually running up all 11,674 steps. Running. I get winded walking to the fridge. Alright, get this you guys, this next one is wild, like really, really wild. So you know how in most places you vote for some people and then those people go off and make all the decisions for you? Well, Switzerland looked at that system and said, nah, we can do better. It's called direct democracy. It's like the country is one giant town hall meeting and everyone's invited. Everyone gets a say. I'm not kidding, folks. They vote on everything, and I mean everything. The Swiss people are basically the CEOs of Switzerland Inc. They're all on the board of directors, making the big calls. Think about the responsibility. You couldn't just tune out and watch cat videos all day. You have to be informed. You'd be at the grocery store trying to pick out some cereal, and your neighbor would be like, "Hey Klaus, did you read the proposal on the new agricultural subsidy reform? It's 200 pages, but there are some really interesting points on page 87. And can you imagine the campaigning? You'd have people going door to door trying to convince you to vote yes on Proposal 42B, which is about changing the official font on all government documents from Times New Roman to Helvetica. The arguments would be passionate, the debates would be fierce. This direct democracy thing goes all the way down to the local level. They can vote on things like school funding, local zoning laws, and maybe, just maybe, the official cheese of the village. I mean, if you're living in Gruyères, you better believe you're going to have some strong opinions on cheese-related matters. Alright, so speaking of the Swiss making their own decisions, let's talk about energy. Now, a lot of countries, when they think about powerful, efficient energy, they think nuclear. But Switzerland? They took a look at the whole nuclear power situation. And again, they basically said, you know what? We're good. This wasn't a decision made by a handful of politicians in a back room. Oh no, that's not the Swiss way, as we just learned. The Swiss people voted on it. After the Fukushima disaster in 2011, they held a referendum, and the people decided to gradually phase out nuclear power. It's like the whole country collectively decided to go on an energy diet. They're choosing to rely more on hydropower. I mean, with 1,500 lakes, that makes sense, and other renewable energy sources. It's a testament to their long-term thinking. They're not just thinking about how to get power tomorrow. They're thinking about what their country will look like in 50 or 100 years. They're playing chess, while everyone else is playing checkers. So what does this mean for the average Swiss person? Well, it means they are all part of this grand experiment. Every time they turn on a light switch, they are participating in this massive energy transition. Your Swiss grandma would be all over you for leaving the TV on. Hans, the electricity doesn't grow on trees. It's a powerful message to the rest of the world. It says that you don't have to follow the same script as everyone else. Switzerland is proving that a country can be both technologically advanced and deeply committed to environmental sustainability. They're not just generating electricity, they're generating a new idea of what a modern nation can be. Okay, this next one is an absolute classic. It's something you think you know, but you have no idea. We're talking about the one, the only, the legendary Swiss Army knife. Now you're probably thinking, Mark, that's not a secret. Everyone knows about the Swiss Army knife. And you're right, but the secret isn't that it exists. The secret is what it truly represents. This isn't just a pocket knife with a few extra tools. Oh no, this is the physical embodiment of the entire Swiss national character, cleverly disguised as a friendly, not always, red gadget. Think about it. What is this little thing? It's a knife, a screwdriver, a can opener, a nail file, a tiny pair of scissors that you can barely use but you're so glad it's there. It's prepared for anything. It's a masterpiece of efficiency, packing an insane amount of utility into the smallest possible space. It's clean, it's reliable, it's discreet. Does that sound like a certain country we've been talking about? Yes, it's Switzerland in your pocket. I'm convinced every Swiss citizen is issued one at birth. And the history is fantastic. It wasn't originally made for tourists or campers. It was made for, you guessed it, the Swiss Army. Back in the late 1800s, the army needed a compact tool for its soldiers that could be used for opening canned food and for disassembling their service rifles. But of course, because it's Swiss, they couldn't just make it functional. They had to make it perfect. They had to make it elegant. They had to make it something that would last forever. And they did. These things are indestructible. It's a better ambassador for the country than any diplomat. You can't argue with a tool that just helped you open a stubborn can of beans on a camping trip. You just feel a deep sense of gratitude towards the entire nation of Switzerland. So the next time you see that little iconic knife with the white cross, don't just see a tool, see a symbol, see a philosophy of life, see the soul of a nation that values being prepared, being efficient, and being incredibly, incredibly clever. The Swiss Army knife isn't just from Switzerland. In a way, it is Switzerland. Alright, get this. Fact number 9. This is wild. So, you know Switzerland, right? You're thinking chocolate, you're thinking mountains, you're thinking punctual trains. But did you know it's also the birthplace of one of the craziest, most bonkers art movements of all time? I'm talking about Dadaism. Yes, it was born in Zurich in 1916. Forget what you know about art. This wasn't about painting pretty landscapes. This was like the art world decided to have a massive chaotic party and just never clean up. The whole point of Dadaism was to be anti-art, anti-logic, anti-everything. So picture this, Zurich, 1916, in a little place called the Cabaret Voltaire. It's basically the epicenter of this creative earthquake. People are gathering from all over Europe, and it's not for a quiet poetry reading, let me tell you. It's a full-on explosion of noise, nonsense, and pure, unfiltered chaos. Imagine going to an open mic night where one guy is reciting a poem made of gibberish, another is banging on a piano with his elbows, and a third is wearing a suit made entirely of cardboard tubes. You'd think you stumbled into the weirdest party of your life, and you'd be absolutely right. Think about the art they were making. Marcel Duchamp, one of the big names, signed a urinal and called it Fountain. A urinal! He put it in an art gallery. People lost their minds. And that was the whole point. It was meant to provoke, to make you question what art even is. You have to wonder what the locals thought. You've got these Swiss folks, meticulously arranging their garden gnomes, and then next door you have the Dadaists making sculptures out of bicycle wheels and shouting nonsense poetry. The contrast is just incredible. Okay, hold on to your hats for this last one because it is a mind-bender. Fact number 10, are you ready for this? Switzerland does not have an official capital city, I know, I had to check that like 5 times, it's true. What? How does that even work? It's like a body with no head, a band with no lead singer, a TV show with no host, it just feels wrong, you know? Every country has a capital, it's like Country 101. Now, you're probably screaming at your screen, but I've seen it on maps, it's Bern, my whole life is a lie, and I get it, I was right there with you. Bern is what they call the de facto capital, but legally, on paper, in the Swiss Constitution, there's no mention of a capital city, it's like the whole country is playing it cool. A capital? Nah, we're good, we're not into labels. It is the most Swiss thing ever. So chill. They're so good at being neutral, they're neutral about their own capital. That is next level neutrality. By not officially naming a capital, they avoid making one city seem more important than the others. I just love the idea of the other Swiss cities. You know, Geneva is sitting there looking all international with the UN and the Red Cross thinking, it should have been me. And Zurich, the big financial hub, is like, come on guys, I have all the money, doesn't that count for anything? This whole thing really speaks to the Swiss identity, they just do things their own way. The rest of the world is playing checkers and Switzerland is playing some complicated 4D chess game that involves cheese, chocolate, and not having a capital city. So there you have it. Switzerland, the country that's so organized it doesn't need to organize itself around a single capital. Whew, what a ride, am I right? We've learned so much. My brain feels like it just ran a marathon up the Nisenbahn staircase, from multilingual cows saying moo, mew, and muh, to an entire country that can't commit to a capital city. I hope you found this overview of the most crazy facts about Switzerland useful, and that it will help you in having a safe and wonderful stay in this country. Seriously, watch out for those 1,500 lakes. You don't want to just trip and fall into one. And please don't challenge a local to a chocolate eating contest, you will lose, badly. Remember these things. If you see someone signing a household appliance and calling it art, just nod appreciatively and say, ah yes, Dada. You'll fit right in. You're not just a tourist anymore, you're an insider. Now, if you're planning to visit also some other countries, and I hope you are because the world is a big, weird, wonderful place, then you're in luck. I've got your back. Check out my other videos to learn basic facts without which you would not survive the trip. Thanks for watching, everybody. We had some fun tonight, didn't we? We laughed, we learned, we questioned the very nature of capital cities. Stay safe out there, keep exploring, and never ever be afraid to be a little bit Dada. Get out of here, go on, get. See you next time.